Hello and welcome everybody to Cafe. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Crystal Candy. It's great to be back with you to share all the fun and exciting events that are happening this week.
Let's head over to the Central Florida Zoo.
It's a great place to visit. They have all kinds of different ways for you to get up close with some of the bigger animals. So take a look. Here at the Central Florida Zoo, they are giving you amazing opportunities to get up close with some of their grand and famous residents. And I am here with Animal Operations Director Chris Torge, and we are here with really an amazing guy right next to us, PJ. Tell us who PJ is and how guests can get up close like this. This is incredible.
Sure, PJ is our greater one-horned rhinoceros, and from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you can book rhinoceros encounters so you can get up close and personal with PJ, touch him, and ask questions of his trainers.
What an amazing opportunity. And you were telling me, I mean, PJ wouldn't necessarily appear in a Sanford area. This is a rare species found on the other side of the world.
Correct. So he is a threatened species of rhinoceros. He's a greater one-horned rhinoceros, and they're found in northern India and Nepal.
So with this rhino encounter, guests are to stay over here next to the fence. We've got Maggie, one of your senior zookeepers this morning, giving him a nice, healthy breakfast. I saw some fresh fruit in there.
Correct, yes. He gets a variety of different types of produce every day.
Different types of produce. I saw bananas, apples, alfalfa. Is that on the menu?
Alfalfa and coastal hay he has access to 24/7. And then he gets a breakfast, lunch, and dinner of rhinoceros grain and different types of produce. So altogether, he gets about 120 pounds of food a day.
Wow. So we've got a lot to feed because he's a big guy, about
Yes.
4,000 pounds, you
About
said?
4,000 pounds. That's an estimate. We don't have a scale big enough to measure him, but we do believe that he's on the bigger side of greater one-horned rhinoceros males.
So with some beast like this so grand, PJ, sorry, I'm not trying to shame you, but it's important for you with your guests to be safe because he is such a large animal.
Correct. So for our rhinoceros encounters, you'll get a safety briefing before you enter the area, and then you'll also get a safety briefing on how to safely touch PJ during the encounter.
So I see you've said earlier, he's parallel parked here, so
Yes,
the
he is.
guests will be able to approach with the keeper and given instructions. When I'm looking at PJ, it looks like he's been rolling around in the mud. That probably is nice and comfortable for him.
Yes, he rolls in the mud to keep himself cool, protects him from the bugs, and keeps him protected from getting a sunburn. So when guests do touch him, you are going to get a little muddy, but we do have a sink for you afterwards so you can wash off your hands.
So what's the protocol for giving PJ a few pats?
So he doesn't like anybody near his head or his tail area, so we basically just touch his belly and we go side to side.
Okay.
And if guests get really want to explore, you can get inside of those folds there because the texture's way different.
All right, I gotta touch Mr.
Go for it.
Wow, he's got some tough skin.
His skin is very tough. It's about 1 inch thick in certain spots, but it's very sensitive. You can feel a bug land on him, so that's why he rolls in that mud to keep.
Sensitive.
Yes, he can feel all of this, and he actually really likes it. So part of the treats that we give him throughout the day, we'll give him scratches, we'll use big brooms to scrub him down, and we even have a high-pressure fire hose that he likes to take a bath with.
Oh, no kidding. That'll definitely exfoliate the skin.
100%.
So being able to get up close like this for guests, this is so incredible. I know you guys encourage conservation for people to learn about the species, and you said earlier that he is a rare species.
Yeah, so they're a threatened species of rhino basically due to habitat destruction. They're getting pushed out of their habitat in India and Nepal, and part of the cost of the rhinoceros encounter gets donated to the International Rhino Fund, and that's a fund that helps all 5 species of rhinos around the world.
So yeah, if guests want to actually get up close like this with PJ, there are several opportunities to do that throughout the week, and they can go online
Correct.
and
So
book those encounters.
Friday through Monday, we offer the encounters 3 times a day, and you just have to go to centralfloridazoo.org and hit animal encounters and then rhinoceros encounter.
So you heard it. If you want to get up close and personal with PJ over here and watch him eat a delicious breakfast to put on that weight that he needs to do every day, what an incredible way to learn about the species and to really see, these incredible creatures that we are blessed with in this world. Awesome.
Exactly, yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, PJ. And thank you to Chris
Of
Dorsch,
course,
the
anytime.
Director of Animal Operations here at the Central Florida Zoo. Check it out, you guys.
I think I will take a picture from a distance.
Yeah, you don't want to get up close to the rhino? He's got very rough skin, but
I'm sure.
you have to be very respectful. They are large animals. They could crush your hand. Like, they have you go through all the procedures.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm
But
good.
it's so cool to be that close to such a large beast.
Uh-huh.
Something about it.
Okay.
But take a picture over there on the side. It's all good.
Okay, thank you for that information. Well, join Orange County for its Juneteenth celebration at the Orange County Multicultural Center on June 19th at 6:30 p.m. And for more information, visit ocfl.net/MLK and check out their calendar events as well.
Check out the latest featured exhibitions at the City Arts Third Thursday Gallery Hop. There's always something new, and this month's edition is no exception. It takes place June 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. The series features a maker's market, live performances, and food trucks. Third Thursday's footprint now covers a wide area of cultural venues in downtown Orlando. For tickets, go to downtownaRtsDistrict.eventbrite.com.
If you're interested in exploring a museum that you may not know about, check out the Rollins College Museum of Art as they offer weekend tours at RMA. Until June 29th, you can take a docent-led museum tour that highlights works from their current exhibitions. The RMA collection contains over 700 paintings, thousands of prints, drawings, and photographs, and sculptures. Go to rollins.edu/RMA for more information.
Encore Performing Arts presents its upcoming production of Hello, Dolly at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. This iconic musical is filled with the wit and wisdom of the fabulous Dolly Gallagher Levi and her quest to unite hearts and turn the world upside down in the pursuit of love. This production features Tony nominee and Disney legend Jodie Benson in the title role. Performances take place June 21st and 22nd. Go to EncoreCentral.org for tickets.
Tucked away in the historic, quaint little town of Gotha is a wonderful experience for those of you who love the outdoors and love plants and love just really being with nature. It's called Kneeling Gardens. And Angela Withers is here. She is the president of the board there to tell us about the whole thing. What is Kneeling Gardens and what is it all about?
Kneeling Gardens, we like to think, is sort of one of the magical little not well-known places in Orange County. But we're gradually becoming better known, and we want to become more so. It was the historic home and garden of Dr. Henry Kneeling, who was from Wisconsin, and he bought the property in 1886 because a friend who was traveling down in Florida told him that a Mr. Hempel was creating this little, what he called a German colony in the wilds of what became known as Gotha. And this was something Dr. Kneeling was curator of the Milwaukee Museum. He was an ornithologist, amongst other things, but he loved tropical plants. And this friend said this would be a place you could grow them year-round instead of in a greenhouse up in the cold. So he bought the property sight unseen, about 40 acres originally, came down in 1886, and from then on every winter would come down and spend time there introducing plants, experimenting with plants. He was an extraordinary plantsman. And this garden of his, and he had 30 or 40 acres originally, it became a mecca for travelers in the early part of the 20th century. People who'd never seen these fabulous tropical plants and caladiums. He's known as the father of caladiums. He was growing all of these on this site. But the story was lost because he died in 1929. And the wonderful house, he actually moving his family down. He decided in 1901 to move his family down and actually move to Florida. And so there were wonderful stories about the house. The house is special. The 6 acres that we have remaining are wonderfully natural. So there's so many things I could share with you about it. We really want people to come see it because it's different. We're not trying to be Alou Gardens. That's wonderful, that has its place. We want to be an exploration garden because what we discovered when we bought the property, Dr. Nilling died in 1929, then it was bought by Julian and Maggie Nally, who were passionate about the work Dr. Nilling had done, and ran it as a sort of commercial nursery. Then for a number of years, they both died in 1978 within a few months of each other, had no children, so the property was subdivided. But they kept the 6 acres with the wonderful old house on it because everybody knew this was important, and it goes from Hempel Avenue down to the lake. So then it was rescued by the Bashardis, who lived they lived in Windermere at the time. He was an architect, loved the old house. Barbara was a passionate gardener. So they did a lot of work on it, and then Howard died and Barbara couldn't maintain it. It became completely overgrown, but she wanted it saved. And so the Henry Kneeling Society was formed at the end, right around 1999. The group started figuring out how can we save the property. She needed the money to leave. And eventually we got it at the end of 2009. And when you come and visit us, you need to know that when we bought it 13 years ago, our non-profit, it took a machete to get around the property. Really? It was completely overgrown. Kudzu and air potato and cat's claw begonia and running bamboo. But here was this wonderful old house and a wonderful story and still amazing plants all in amongst us. And we said, we can make this work.
You know, you mentioned the tropical plants. How does it differ from other botanical locations in Central Florida?
Well, it's a mix. And when I say tropical, there are some more subtropical, is a little bit more appropriate. People would talk about coming and seeing his tropical plants, and some of them are. Caladiums, for example, are technically tropical, but they do brilliantly in Central Florida. So the main thing that is going to be different from other gardens is that we have left it very natural, because as we uncovered, instead of coming in and saying, oh, we're going to recreate, we gradually uncovered, and that was partly because we had no options. Right. We didn't have the money to come in. Was the best thing. Sometimes not having the money at the beginning is a really good thing, because as we cleared the vines and uncovered, we found all these amazing things. And then these wonderful old trees, the canopy, the huge tree canopy, and the things we found underneath, we were then able to keep them and supplement and bring back the things that he was growing that haven't survived. But also, we want it to be a place where people discover nature and discover gardens and say, wow, look at that. That's what happens when this grows here. Mm. When a tree falls down, we keep a lot of the fallen logs, and then we all watch the amazing fungi, and we put bromeliads on them, or we hang orchids. But you're seeing the cycle of life. You're seeing the natural progression of things. And that's where we're different. We don't just move out the flowers when they're dead. We trim them back.
And from those humble beginnings, are there now signature events that happen that people can come and engage with Kneeling Garden?
We do, and those are fun. We've got one coming up, but we do about 3 a year, essentially, and one in the spring that's more of a morning caladium event, caladiums, canvases, and coffee, and we'll have artists painting the gardens and music and coffee and goodies and usually some mimosas and things too, to make it fun. And then in the fall, we've got one coming up now, it's called Owl Prowl, and sort of fall themed, but that is our main sort of fundraiser. But we again have artists painting, because artists just love the place, because it's different. It's not the usual, here are some beautiful flowers, here's some this, it's discovery. And so they love and find their little area. So we again have live music, we have wine. It's an art and wine wander, and you can wander through the gardens. And we also have owls, because the Avian Reconditioning Centre bring us some of their rehabilitated owls, and our own owls, who we have lots of them. They get a little bit territorial and they'll hang out and go, So we have to put the visiting owls under a canopy so that they don't feel too threatened by the owls, you know. But it's a delightful event, and you can chat to the artists and sample beer and nibbles and, you know, taste the food. So that's fun. Holiday event in December is our community event. And that is a Saturday right before the holidays. And we have nature-themed vendors, we have activities for the children. The wonderful old house is all decorated. And we usually have Santa and an elf usually helps him on the front porch, and families can come and have their photographs taken.
Very nice. Well, Angela, thank you so much. And if you haven't been to Neerling Gardens, it is in Gotha, and it is a wonderful experience for people who love nature, who love plants, and who really love the outdoors, and want something that's really unique in Central Florida. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you. It has been a pleasure, Clarence. We appreciate it. We welcome everyone. Just go to our website first, because we're not open all the time because we don't have enough staffing yet. It's just we volunteers mostly.
Great. So check out the website first. Thank you.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
The Latin American Performing Arts Festival showcases an exciting lineup of free workshops, online plays, and in-person activities, June 17th through the 23rd. This week-long festival will showcase diverse artistic disciplines in theater, dance, live music, and visual arts created by Latinx and Ibero-American artists. This event takes place at locations around the world, and here in Central Florida, it features the Orlando premiere of Sergio Blanca's Tabaslan, inspired by the myth of Oedipus. Go to openscene.org/FLAE for details and tickets.
The Orlando Museum of Art presents Illume, a transformative workshop for breast cancer survivors, now until June 23rd. Illume will provide a supportive space for all stage breast cancer survivors to process and explore their experiences through engagement with creative practices. Participants will engage in group projects and discussions, gallery tours, and other reflective activities. You do not have to be an artist to take part in this program. Check out omart.org for more details.
A campy and hilarious Broadway play is coming to Central Florida. The Play That Goes Wrong begins during opening night at Cornell University. The tickets are sold and the audience is seated, but the cast and crew are not quite ready for the curtain. You'll get a peek behind the scenes as the performers do their very best to muddle through a calamity of errors and make it to the final bows in this hilarious play within a play. And the show is running now through June 30th at Osceola Arts in Kissimmee. Go to osceolaarts.org for tickets. I actually saw that on Broadway.
Oh, you did?
And I'm not a slapstick kind of person, like it doesn't usually resonate with me. I was bent over laughing by the end.
Well, to me, it sounds like if you were ever in a play or you had to get ready for an important meeting, that's like a nightmare, that you know the play is happening and for whatever reason you know any of the lines you don't know. It just sounds like,
And this is one of those shows that when you see it, the people behind the scenes who are doing all of the things that fall apart and go wrong are just like another character.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
It is hilariously done. And they're actually putting on a play. You're watching a play within a play.
that's so much coordination has to go on there.
Very, very coordinated.
Okay, you heard
I
it.
love
Great endorsement.
Love it. Yes. Let's see where Carissa is in this week's Taste of the Town.
She's always cooking up something delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Carissa.
Welcome to Taste of the Town. I'm your host, Carissa Clark. Today we're here at Sugar Factory at Icon Park. And I would like to introduce you to Chef Juan. Hi, Chef Juan. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Carissa.
So I am super excited because Chef has a super delicious meal, and I think that you're really going to love it. The approach here is to have something that's really, really special that you can make at home. So kindly walk everyone through it, Chef.
So what I have here today is a super cheesy burger. And when I say it's super cheesy, it's super cheesy.
Super cheesy.
Super cheesy.
Okay.
So the way we're gonna start off is we're gonna take 2 4-ounce balls of meat,
Okay.
of hamburger meat. 80-20 is what I use here.
All right.
We're gonna sit there and smash those out to where they're as thin as thin as possible.
Okay.
That's the reason why the patty looks so small.
Okay.
But I promise you, it's 8 ounces.
Okay, all right, sounds
All
good.
right. So, as that's cooking, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna dress our burger.
Okay, so
We're
what
gonna
is this?
use our signature Sugar Factory sauce.
Okay.
So this is our signature sauce. We use this on just about
And
anything
what
and everything.
is a signature sauce? Is it a secret?
Oh, you want me to tell you?
Oh my gosh, please.
It's Thousand Island.
Oh,
it's nothing special.
yum. But it is special,
Oh
right?
yeah, it's special to us because
It
it's
is?
our signature sauce.
Oh, come on.
So we got our signature sauce down. Then we're gonna start building.
Okay.
We start off with about 2 ounces of lettuce.
All right.
Then you get 2 slices of tomatoes, which ends up to being about 2 ounces as well.
Okay.
And we'll do the same with pickles.
All right.
So you got that.
Yum.
That is your base.
Ah, love
All
that. Okay.
So then we're going to place these 2 patties right on top of that.
Now, so this is so interesting. Are you observing what I'm observing? I would tend to make it the other way. I would naturally start off with the meat and build upon that. So what is the idea with starting with the toppings on the bottom?
The idea with starting with the toppings on the bottom is to make sure that as we're building it, that
Yes.
we're building it outwards so that way every bite matters. We get a taste of every single ingredient in
It's
every
covering
single
the
bite.
circumference of that bun as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So to top this off, we're going to sit there and add us some deep fried crispy onions.
Yum.
And again, cover the whole
And
entirety
I love that they're
of
deep
this.
fried as opposed to the raw onions. I know that that can go either direction, but that's definitely an element of yumminess.
Okay, so
Okay.
what we're gonna do now is we're gonna top this burger. All right?
Okay.
So
Wow.
you're gonna get you a regular mold, cookie cutting mold,
Okay.
just a circular cooking cutter
What
mold,
is happening?
and you're going to put that right on top.
No way.
Yeah, definitely. And now we've got some hot melted cheese. And we're gonna put that
This is
right
like silly.
into
This
that
is
mold.
silliness. All right. All right.
And the hotter the better. Because
Okay.
look at what's fixing to happen.
Oh, I would never think to do this. So when you are hosting with the Mosting, right, and you want to make a delicious burger, I honestly would never think to do this at all. And this is like a showstopper. People are going to talk about this.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely going to talk about this.
Okay.
So what happens here is the idea
Yes.
is that we take this to the table.
Okay.
We have a glass of smoking ice water. It's smoking because of dry ice, right?
Drama.
So as it comes to the table, we place it down in front of you
All right.
and we remove this.
Oh, stop it.
And the cheese is supposed to go everywhere.
Wow, that looks so good. Are you salivating? I am salivating. This is like a burger that's like the next level. I mean, I know I want to get a little bit of taste of this cheese, and I want to have a little bit of this. I mean, to just get in there, let's be realistic. This is like a moment. This is a whole experience. Oh my goodness. Yum. Yum.
If you like cheesy stuff, this is where it's at.
Who's feeling cheesy?
I'm always cheesy.
Feeling cheesy. Chef Juan, thank you so much.
you, Carissa.
I'm telling you, that is so good. Please go to our website to get more details, and I invite you to come here to Sugar Factory so you get to enjoy your taste of the town. Until then, I'll see you around town.
Well, that wraps up this week of events. And if you have one that you'd like to share with us for next month, send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Crystal Candy. Remember to join us next week to see what's new and exciting in your community.